it seemed like everything was knocking me down. And yet, if I if I had been in the mode of journaling at that point, I could see my growth. But you're in such a victim mode and it's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And all of a sudden, it's like, this happened for a reason. What lesson can I take out of this? And that has just been so much fun. So much fun.
Welcome to Radiant Mom Rising. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and uplifted. I'm your host, Mary Dibble, and in each episode, we dive into amazing stories, insights, and conversations that help moms like you chase your dreams and embrace your worth. Let's rise and shine together. Hello, mamas. Mary Dibble here. I just wanted to share with you that I am now offering one-on-one consultations for anyone who is interested in how to do a podcast. If you're someone who's been on the fence or maybe you're overwhelmed by all the technical side of things, I am going to be sharing my secrets of what I do from start to finish with anyone who is ready to take action and get your voice out there right away. I'm going to simplify it for you. I'm going to show you everything, especially the tech side, which I know is a big stressor for so many people who want to get going but just give up, all because they don't understand how to do the steps of creating everything and getting it out there. Well, no more is that going to stop you. So any one of you who are listening, who's interested or know somebody who's interested in starting a podcast, send them my way. Let's connect and I will tell you more details about my one-on-one consultations for it so we can get started and get you out there right away. I look forward to those of you I get to work with to get your voice out there. Welcome to today's episode of Radiant Mom Rising. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to share something truly special with you, the Mom Biz Mastery course and community. This course is designed for moms who are dreaming of becoming entrepreneurs or who already are on that journey. Whether you're starting out or looking to grow, Mom Biz Mastery offers genuine guidance and support through every twist and turn. It is packed with strategies, insights, and options to help you discover what lights you up and fits your unique path. Plus, you'll join an incredible community of other like-minded moms on a similar journey for further support, coaching, and networking. Be sure to click the link in the show notes to learn more. I can't wait to see you inside. Today, we're talking about one of the most profound transformations you can experience. Going from feeling like a victim to stepping into your power as a victor. We all face tough times, moments when it feels like the world is against us. But what if those moments are actually opportunities for something miraculous? In this episode, our special guest Lisa Dorn will share insights on how to embrace these challenges, find the hidden blessings, and emerge stronger than ever. Lisa is the CEO and founder of Change Your Life with Lisa Coaching, dedicated to empowering women to transform their lives. As a certified life, wellness, and transformation coach, digital marketer, and podcast host, Lisa helps women overcome self-doubt, negative thoughts, and self-sabotage to reclaim their self-worth and authenticity. Through personalized coaching in her podcast, Unleash Your Inner Radiance, Lisa guides women on a journey of holistic healing, addressing deep-rooted issues and achieving balance in all areas of life. Lisa is also an international best-selling author, having contributed to a book collaboration with 24 other women titled Unstoppable 4, the Powerhouse Edition. So whether you're a mompreneur facing the daily grind or anyone looking for a little light in the dark, you won't want to miss this empowering conversation. So grab a cup of coffee, find a comfy spot, and let's dive in.
Thank you, Lisa, for joining me today on the show. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. Thank you. And go ahead, introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, Mary, thank you so incredibly much. I am so blessed to be here with you this morning. I am just so excited about our conversation. A little bit about myself. Okay, I'm Lisa Dorn. I am a certified life, wellness, and transformation coach. And I am the voice behind Unleash Your Inner Radiance podcast. I got my wellness certificate through Cornell University. And I did that after my 3-year journey of forgiveness, which I went through, which has really helped transform everything that's happening in my life. So I'm really pretty excited about it.
Oh, yes, I bet so. So tell us a little bit more about your story and your journey that, you've gone through so far that's led you to do what you do today and help people in the way you do.
I have, let's see, I have two adult daughters, and I, my journey, boy, I, where the transformations really happened is in the last 3 years, but my story goes back a long time ago and how growing up, I didn't really have any self worth. And I took that into my marriage. I have two beautiful daughters out of that marriage, but that was a long, hard journey that kept me. I'd say I just stayed for 22 years. And it was a really tough situation, a hard marriage, a lot of focus on just my daughters, and a lot of losing myself in the journey. I came out of the divorce in financial hardship. It was a long 2.5 year divorce, costly. And I had a lot of trouble finding myself at that point. And so then I didn't have a lot of friends when I was married. So then I found a bunch of friends, and I found a bunch of friends that probably weren't good for me. Some of them, yes, some of them not. I just went through a whole different journey of getting out and then losing my job 2 years after, which was not what I needed to have happen.
Right.
And still trying to figure out my self-worth, still trying to find what I needed to do in life and who I was meant to be other than a mom. And when I lost my job, I had been a paralegal for 25 years, and I could not get another job because no one wanted to pay me. So that was tough. So I went into sales, which clearly was what I was meant to be because I loved that so much more than I did being my job for 25 years. But it just started me on a whole different journey. And then in 2017, I lost my mom. So time frame was 2012, my divorce, 2014, my job loss, 2017, my mom passing away. And it just seemed like every time I started to get up, s- I got punched and knocked right back down by something that just was, and then the whole time not having my boundaries set with certain people. So that kept coming at me too. So it seemed like it was just such a dark journey. It was like I just couldn't get out of anything. And then I met my boyfriend now. He is the absolute love of my life. So he came into my life just, you know, I just, it's like a miracle that we got reacquainted the day that we did. It was divine intervention. I don't know how, but we met. And about 6 months after we met, he was in a car accident or a motorcycle accident. I'm sorry,
Ooh.
that left him with a 10% chance of living. So I thought, here we go again. What? And at that point, it was more of a victim, right? It's like, seriously, this happens to me, then this happens to me. And you can't get out of that victim mode very easy. And so after that happened, I started working on myself because I was like, okay, I need to be here for him, and I need to work on myself because that's just what needs to happen. Well, then 2020 hit. It, what the, what a perfect time to work on yourself.
Right? You got to now.
Right. It's like, here we go again. Now this happens and then this. It's like, and I'm going to single couple of years. I'm like, what? It's just happened to myself. So I just thought, you know what? This is the perfect time for me to work on myself. And when I was in sales, I sold furniture and I had confidence, or I wouldn't have been the top salesman in the company, but, or one of the top salespeople in the company. But, you know, I still struggled with my self worth. So I went on this forgiveness journey that was hard. And I determined that I needed to not only forgive myself, I needed to forgive my ex. I needed to forgive who I was growing up, because even though I had a lot of friends and I can't even say 100% confident and now that I look back, but I didn't have a lot of self worth. And I just decided that I needed to have that. And, when you feel isolated, like you don't have anyone, even though you do, it's almost like you're showing up in plain sight, no one's seeing you. And when I went through that forgiveness part, I did a really lot of soul searching and a lot of writing, a lot of one of the three one of the things I did was I wrote letters to everybody that I needed to forgive. I wrote a letter to myself. Kind of my first letter to myself was more about how I talk to myself, and just no punctuation, no spelling, it doesn't matter, just write. And got that out on the paper. And then I took it, I wrote a letter to my ex, I wrote a letter to both of my daughters, and I wrote a letter to myself from my mom. So, kind of did it did it so that her and God were talking to me.
Mm.
And that is the only letter that I've gone back and read, and I waited an entire year to read it. And I just needed to be ready. So, when you live in the victim mode and you live so incredibly stressed, that does stuff to your body. And one of the things that it did to my body was when I came out of my divorce, I went into menopause. And so that was when I was like 44 years old. And that's not how your body's supposed to do it. And so it just I can't completely even understand the amount of freedom going through that forgiveness era in my life has helped, and how it has just started this entire journey of self-discovery that I never ever would have ever thought was even possible or even out there. It's like in 2020, I started listening to Clubhouse, and there's different groups on there. The Miracle Morning is one of the groups that I'm in. And
Mhm.
it just was just finding things like that. And I started reading, and then I I did a lot of reading, and then, digital books started coming, and it just it just the whole thing. But 3 years ago, was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was in a life-changing car accident, and I came out of that accident with kind of this mortality thing that I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like, I'm here and I'm here to do something. And Well, we shouldn't have survived that day.
Good.
I don't know how we did, but when you are in the dead of winter in February and you are driving in North Country at Wisconsin and you're on a little 2-lane road and it had just snowed and it was so beautiful. And all of a sudden you're coming down this hill and your car starts sliding and you slide into the snowbank and you slide into the bridge pylon. You take out the bridge pylons and you go into the river head first. It's it's like, why? What? I had to stop and go, God made me slow down for something. What is that? What was that? And that was that really played, even though I had started on my journey, that made me just step back and think, wow, okay, clearly I'm here to do something and I got to figure out what it is because you don't survive that when it's below zero. You don't survive that. And we both did. And it took a year. I had a bruised heart, literally. And it just took a lot of um, chiropractic care, going to the doctor, and really thinking, okay, what am I going to do with this? Because I just had the most amazing podcast interview the other day with Coot Blackson. And, he talks about all the miracles and how if you just surrender and go with your gut, that's a miracle. People don't look at things that happen to them as a miracle. And I now view that car accident as the ultimate miracle.
Absolutely.
And it's just, it's like it's like there's so many different pivotal moments in your life where you're like all those years, let's go 5 years or 7 years, where it seemed like everything was knocking me down. And yet, if I if I had been in the mode of journaling at that point, I could see my growth. But you're in such a victim mode and it's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And all of a sudden, it's like, this happened for a reason. What lesson can I take out of this? And that has just been so much fun. So much fun. And I don't know. It's my mom, she was my absolute best friend, but she was also with me through my divorce. And so part of my loss and my grief is, did I put too much pressure on her? Because I was stressed and she ended up passing away. She had a stroke and an aneurysm. So it was a lot of grief, but a lot of needing to forgive myself. So my letter to her was very painful to write because right after her death, I blamed myself because had I handled my divorce better, had I handled how I survived my divorce better and looked at it as I survived as opposed to how I looked at it, I don't wonder if I don't know. I don't wonder if the stress that I caused on my mom, I know the stress I caused on my mom caused her stress. And that is like the ultimate thing to just show you by carrying your stress. You not only have things that hurt you, but you hurt other people too.
Mhm. Gosh, Lisa, my heart goes out to you, and I hope after all this time and with the journey you're on that you have really recognized that it's no fault of yours and it is something you should forgive. It sounds like your relationship with your mom is a lot like mine and they love being there for us. And you're right. I
Mhm.
do understand. This is why we push so hard to encourage people to take care of themselves, to love themselves, and to have different perspectives because like you say, the things that we think are here to hurt us are actually here to strengthen us and
Yep.
help us to become more and more who we're meant to be. But it's so easy in the moment to be like, "What is why? Why is this going on?"
Right.
So we get it. We get
Why?
it. Yeah, but it is awesome as you pick up that perspective in the
Mhm.
coaching world. I think that's really helps me now when I am faced with an obstacle or challenge. Instead of going to that victim mindset, I'm able to instead step back and be like, whoa, this is happening for a reason. How can I respond about this in a better way? But, it's hard to see how we do that to ourselves. We put this blame on ourselves. We carry things like that. And it's funny. Have you ever heard that song "What If" by Kane Brown?
Yes.
So my husband actually was one to introduce me to that, and I love it because that alone is such an powerful message and perspective, 'cause for anyone who doesn't know the song, it's talking about and we do this a lot, is like we have these what if thoughts all the time, like, "What if this is not gonna work out? What if he hurts me? What if he betrays me? What if" Okay, but what if he doesn't? What if it's the
Right.
love of your life? What if it's the best thing that ever happened to you? So it's like, why don't we start shifting that and stop with the not allowing ourselves to try things or take risks because of the negative what ifs. Think of it, well, what if it does succeed? What if it does be
Right.
you've ever dreamed of? So, and it's just like with your mom, like you can sit here and dwell on the whole, like, well, what if I handled my divorce better? Maybe she would have
Mhm.
still be, but we don't know that. I mean,
Right.
her time could have been just her time. And
Mhm.
it's hard to carry that. And I love this forgiveness journey that you did. How did you even come across that?
Um, a friend of mine
Mhm.
oh, sorry. Okay, have a cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah, you're good. I know, I was earlier
It's
this week, I was
early.
sick, and so, like, me too, I'm
Yes.
still, like, trying to get through it, it's all good.
How did I? A friend of mine had gone through it, and she still had the PDF. So she forwarded it to me and just said, "You need to go through this," because she had printed it out and done it. So she goes, "I think I still have this PDF. I think I really truly think you need to do this." Really? You think?
Yes.
So she sent it to me, and it was like a 57-page thing, and I went through it, and it it really had you think, and you wrote down. It's like I probably wrote down the names of people who hurt me 7 different times during the thing. And when you're going through it, you're kinda like, "Why am I writing this? And why am I writing this again? And why does it keep asking me this? Why does it keep asking me this?" But whole thing was having me write it out, put it on paper, because there's so many things that we hold in our subconscious, which when it's held there, that's how we have those quick anger bursts, or we have, because your ego is trying to protect you.
Hey there, aspiring entrepreneurs. Ready to turn your free time into a flourishing digital marketing business? Introducing LipoMax, your comprehensive all in one package for launching a successful venture. With LipoMax, you'll get access to over 200 in depth, beginner friendly training videos tailored to your needs. Plus, enjoy lifetime access with continuous course updates, weekly training calls, and ongoing community support, all without any monthly fees or extra charges. And the best part? You'll benefit from a high demand digital product, the course, expertly crafted and ready for immediate sale. Yes, that means you earn 100% profit on every sale. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to transform your free time into a profitable business. Join LipoMax today and watch your dreams take flight. Click on the link in the show note today to learn more.
So I needed to, and what I found is if I write something out, It's like it's getting it off your heart, getting you out of your it's getting it off your soul. So I created a journey for other people to go through too, which we can talk about
Yeah.
later, but
Mhm.
it's like I know that we do hard things and we can do hard things. And the hard things that we all go through are our journey. And it's a journey and it's the journey that God wants us to go through. But I think we need to stop really think about it's like think about the miracles that happen because we don't think about those enough. We truly don't. And it's it's those gut feelings when you're like, "Oh, I should call that person or text that person." Your gut is telling you to do it, and just do it. Because why are you not doing it? But it's just I don't know, it's we do hard things and everybody needs to go through this journey because even if you have to forgive yourself, it's still a journey that you need to go through because you need to forgive that little 5-year-old self or that 7-year-old self because that's who your ego is trying to protect. So, whatever happened to you when you were younger has played an impact on you, has made you be the way you are now. Because when you were born, you had all the love and self worth, and you had no fears. Well, you had the fear of not being fed and dropping, but you, those two things.
Yeah.
But you have to find out when it was that you lost who you were. Who are you? Where did at what age did something happen to you that made you go, I need to now protect myself and this is the way I'm going to be and this is the way I'm going to act and this is who I am now. Well, it makes all the hard things even harder because you're not seeing the miracles. You're not going with your gut. You're going with your brain, which is getting you absolutely nowhere. Because that's the same brain that's telling you that you're not good enough and you shouldn't be doing this. And who do you think you are? And you're not smart enough and you're not pretty enough. And although that's the same brain that's telling you all that stuff. So why are we listening to that part of our body?
Right.
But it's like doing hard things is the pathway to personal growth. And once you realize that the hard things you went through were there to teach you lessons, which hopefully once the lesson was taught to you, you understood it, you moved on and you didn't have it happen again. However, I didn't. But it's, I don't know, just all your challenges have positive outcomes or can have a positive outcome. For instance, I live on 10 acres, about an hour north of the cities. And I opened the garage door one morning and running late for work. And I looked at our garbage can and the garbage all the way up and down the road. And I was like, okay, not sure what this is, what you're trying to show me today. But I proceeded to go down and figure out that a bear actually attacked our garbage can. So went and got a garbage bag. I picked it all up the whole time, kind of mad because I need to go to work, but I really can't leave all this garbage that the bear decided to throw in the ditches. So I picked it up the whole time going, okay, I'm not quite sure what lesson you're trying to teach me today, but I am pretty sure that it is something. And I left for work and about 2 miles down the road, there was a massive accident.
Oh, I was
And I was like, huh. Of course, what's my first thought? Okay, now I have to sit here and I can't go through the road. Now I have to take a detour. Right.
goodness.
Where does your brain take you?
Yep, yep.
And instead of going, "Huh,
I could have.
so the bear throwing my garbage all over the neighborhood might be the reason I was supposed to stop and pick up the garbage today. I don't know." I'm like, "Okay, well, the garbage can does not go out on Wednesday night ever again because I'm climbing." I mean, and our ditches aren't mowed, but it's like we have a 300-foot driveway. So I have to walk down to the end driveway and I had to go find gloves to put on. It was just like a whole, I probably look like an idiot for the people walking, driving by. And I'm like, don't mind me just picking up my garbage
Yeah,
in my broken garbage can because you
yep.
broke it.
Oh, bless it. I'm sure they're probably just like, "Oh, I know she's not having a good morning."
Exactly. But it's just funny how at the time it was, I'm going to be late work because of this bear. Now I'm drive and now there's a car accident. Now I have to take a detour and I have to go way out of my way to get back on this road instead of looking at it as it's a miracle that the bear actually attacked my garbage can because then that could have been me. Not that it took me longer than 2 minutes to, I don't know when the accident happened, but it was
Yeah.
just like this whole thing. And, but it's like I didn't look at it that way at that point because my brain was telling me, "You're gonna be late, and you got this, and you got this, and you gotta do this, and you gotta do this." So I really truly think that, yeah, we do hard things.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, no, I think that's an amazing example because I feel the same way. There's times that things have happened that slowed me down, and
Mhm,
I used to be so like I would get really bad anxiety if I felt like I was going to be late for something.
mm,
But that is an amazing perspective and has happened to me before where I was held back for some crazy situation and then
mhm,
later on found out that there was like an accident around the area that I would have been around. I'm like, so there you go, God, you just saved me from an accident possibly. Like it's funny the things that can happen that we take so negatively. We get so frustrated or
yes.
whatnot, but yet it's always meant to like it's so easy to get into that without knowing the other side. And this is where trusting and faith comes in. And
Yep.
trusting when you're on that journey of taking risk, of doing new things or whatnot, it's that faith and that belief in yourself that no matter what, things will work out. Well, is the really the best way to go about it because
Mhm,
I don't care who you are, you're going to run into obstacles. I mean, that's life. It's just part of it. But it's how we approach that, how we move past it and
mhm.
keep going.
Really nothing much. I mean, it's like I
But
was like, "Okay, well,
yep,
I don't know what you're trying to teach me, but let's go with
take
it."
more like save your life practically. I mean, because Lord knows you've been in enough. I remember when I was, oh God, I don't even remember how old I was. I just remember I had to have been like early 20s, maybe 19. It was, early on in my I was driving days, and I remember going to go see a friend, and any other regular day had been raining a little bit and stuff, so the roads were a little slippery, and I got into my first hydroplaning situation, and I didn't realize at the time you don't hit the brakes, and so, of course, my natural reaction was to slam on the brakes, and lo and behold, I hit a ditch and flipped my car, like, 2 different times.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was very scary. I remember it's like I remember hearing that loud noise to this day. Like it's like everything slowed down. I remember seeing the glass around me
Mhm,
as like things started busting around me. I remember just screaming out to Jesus to save me. And it was a miracle because my whole car was completely shifted and squished, but I made it out with just a couple scratches on my hands. It was a true miracle. I could have
mhm.
easily died in that. I should have been hurt, but I wasn't.
Right,
Yeah, and,
right.
so
I
it's
mean,
like yeah, it's crazy the things that we can go through and we're like, "Woo!"
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
"Why did
that's
this just
one.
happen?" Yeah, but and what a journey that's oh my goodness, but how that ended up working out because that ended up getting me out of a car payment that at the time I really couldn't afford. It's
Yeah,
weird how
see?
things have a way of working out. Yeah, and I
Right.
but at the
It's like
time, yeah, you don't really see it that way, and that's what we hope with these stories and just talking about this. It's so neat to be able to look at it differently, isn't it? Like
mhm.
that.
It really is. It's so liberating to be able to shift your perspective from questioning why it's happening to you to what is this teaching me?
Mhm.
And what is this miracle that's going to happen from this?
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
love that.
know, the day we went into the river, okay, it was 7 below. It was February. There was no one. We were half mile away from where we were going. So literally in the middle of nowhere in Hayward. And the only blessing is that the Chippewa flowage in the fall gets drained down 7 feet. So the water under the bridge was only 3 feet, but also there's a lot of rocks. So it was less water. So when we took the bridge out, took the whole railing out, we went down head first and then landed on the driver's side of the car.
Oh, goodness.
And so the saving grace was we had a sunroof in my car. The thing was closed and he didn't have a seatbelt on because the airbags knocked me out. Probably the whole thing knocked me out.
Oh, God.
But it's like I heard the initial crash of my side hitting the snowbank, and I thought, just smashed up my passenger side of my car. You know, and to me waking up
Yeah.
by him grabbing my arm because he had gone out the sunroof. So he did have a seatbelt on. Had he had a seatbelt on, it would have been a whole different story. But he had taken off his seatbelt to give me his wallet, which was bothering him. And his head went into the pad, broke the sunroof, and that was the only way we would have been able to get out.
Wow.
So so I come to him grabbing my arm, telling me to unbuckle, and I'm like, well, I can't unbuckle. I don't get it.
Oh,
You
gosh.
know, it just was and and him pulling me out of the car and telling me not to step in the water. Well, he was completely soaked because he had been in the water. I'm still not comprehending that. And then he pulls me out of the car. Of course, I'm standing in water and I have my Uggs on and I fall in the water. So then I went up to my waist. It had snowed, I don't know, 20,000 feet that winter.
Oh,
And we had to walk back up to the road. What do you mean we're walking back up to the
I
road? Why are we down here? You know, I need my mittens, I need my purse, I need my phone. And he's like, there's blood because his head is cut and get up to the road. I'm like, well, why are we not on the road? It's just,
yeah.
why are we where we're at? And then walking the half a mile, me not knowing that he's wet, me knowing that I'm wet, waist down. And he stopped because he was starting to literally freeze up. His clothes were. And so I walked to our destination and they sent snowmobiles back to get him. But so it just was the whole not even comprehending what happened. And even that day when I went to the hospital, I still didn't understand.
Mm.
And then his nephew came and went and picked him up because for some reason he didn't come with me to the hospital. I'm not quite sure why. Anyway,
Mm.
I didn't care apparently. And so
You're
to see the car the next day, it was like it was smashed on every side except and I had a Equinox.
Mhm.
It was smashed on every side but the tailgate.
Wow.
Every side.
Yeah. I
Just
mean,
completely. So the mortality thing that just I was just like, wow, this is a miracle
yeah.
in all things. And I just was like, okay, mom, what, what? It's just, it's like a few years. It was like, I think a year after my mom had passed away, it was on the date on her birthday. I was driving and I was going probably 65 miles an hour and I blew a tire. that same day, my oldest daughter got rear-ended at a stoplight. So her and I were both like, "Okay, what's grandma trying to tell us?" Because it's her birthday. You know, it's
Yeah.
just it's just, you just don't I don't know. You have to really just smile and go, "Okay, that was just like a God wink."
Yes, that's interesting, right? Like, what is this? Well, Lisa, I will say I am thankful that you have survived what you have. This is what it's about, and it's so nice to see that you're able to laugh and smile and learn from everything and be so
Mhm,
positive in the end. It's so rewarding because you're so much of that easily could have defeated you, easily could have kept you in that victim
mhm.
mentality, and it didn't. And you're such an inspiration, and I really am grateful to get to share this story on my show with you, with our listeners. I think it's so powerful and so impactful and empowering. I can't talk today, but I just I love it. And tell us a little bit too about working with you. You were talking about some of the programs that you take people through. I can only imagine how powerful that is with everything you've gone through and how you incorporate it in your own business now.
Yes, I have gone through I got my coaching certificate through ULA, and I can't say more about that community. It is a personal development company, and they give back, and they give you tools, and they give you programs that are absolutely amazing and truly change lives. And so I took myself through it was literally me scrolling through Facebook one day and thinking about for probably about a year, I could take my real estate knowledge and what I do there and go, I can coach people, right? Scrolling through Facebook, hey, I follow the ULA guys. Actually, somebody gave me an ULA book. So this original book, oh, there's a plate up there. Probably. This book, somebody gave me this book when I went through my divorce.
Oh, I don't think it I guess because
Oh,
you
probably because I have
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
There we
Oh,
go.
okay, there you go. Oh, balance. Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So,
Mm.
did I read it? No, because I wasn't ready for it, right?
Yeah.
So, I followed the ULA guys they used to have this ULA tea. Oh my god, I loved it. So, I started following them again on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, they got little inspiration things, they got little this, little" and all of a sudden, one day, it scrolls through and says, "Become a coach." What? Okay. So I Google coach, Google, oh, this one's 12,000. This one's this. I'm like, ooh, I like this community. So I was like, okay, filled out my little thing and got on a call with somebody. And I absolutely loved the community and I love what they stand for and I love their mission. And I was like, I'm going to do this. Well, so I'm in a coaching program that gives back all the time to me. So right now, we're doing this confident leader thing, which clearly I need. But it's like all part of this. They just want you to grow and they want you to just
Thrive
give
and
back to people.
okay, yeah,
So
sounds
yeah. So it just was that's kind of how it happened. It's like in you just use I mean, as a paralegal, I didn't really talk to people, but I mean you do, but you don't. But it's like in sales, I love talking to people. So I'm building my self-worth and my self-confidence where that goes, right?
yeah, love
It
it. Yes.
I don't know, it's just I mean, it's like it's just I I created my own program to which is going to be launching soon. It's surprisingly enough forgiveness, breaking the cycle of unresolved pain. And in developing that program, it gave me so much growth. It put me through so much growth, even just developing it and getting excited about creating the workbooks and just getting excited about the transformation that people are going to go through. And it really, truly, I really, truly believe that you need to go through a forgiveness journey in order to find yourself again and to start to love yourself again and to find your self-worth because we all have something, whether it's forgiving ourselves, forgiving our parents, forgiving an ex, forgiving a boyfriend, forgiving and whoever you need to forgive, forgiving the friends that weren't nice to you, forgiving the mean girls, which there's still mean girls at my age too. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
They
their
unfortunately,
own issues.
they're everywhere now, yeah. Yeah.
But it's I truly believe that that is the first journey you need to go to through before you can find your confidence, before you can truly, truly find your self-worth.
Mhm. I completely agree. I can see that.
And
Mhm.
so that's why I'm so super excited about my signature digital program that is coming out. And yeah, I just finished it. So I don't know. It's going to come out within the next probably month. Yeah, I'm just so super excited about it. But if anybody wants to start their forgiveness journey, you can go to change your life with Lisa /forward free download. Lord, speak much. Change your life with Lisa / free download. And I created this a forgiveness packet journey that you can go through and start your process to see if you want to go further.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's
But I
awesome. Yeah.
truly think everybody needs to.
Oh, yes, yes. Send me the links. I'll keep it in the show notes for anybody. And of course, by the time the episode releases, your program will be live. So please send me also the link for that. So, like this way, in case anybody does want to just go ahead and get with you in that program, that's fantastic. I love it. I love what you're doing. This is so rewarding and so amazing. It just never ceased to amaze me all the different people, different areas, specialties, coaches, all the stories. Like
Mhm.
this is, oh my gosh, just makes every bit of what I do so worth it each and every day. I love it so much. And I can't thank you enough for coming on here, being vulnerable, sharing all that you have, and doing what you do. It's so incredible. And I'm so excited for you to see where you keep going with
Mhm.
this because you're obviously on an incredible journey that's going to just reward you in the way you deserve.
Yes, thank you so incredibly much. This has been so much fun. And I truly think that absolute same for you. You are an amazing, amazing person. And I have had so much fun talking to you and also interviewing you on my podcast. And,
Oh,
it's funny because when I came up with the title of Unleash Your Inner Radiance for my podcast, I don't know if I thought it was going to go. I don't know how I thought it was going to go, but it's I talk a lot about forgiveness and those happen to be the biggest episodes. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm still trying to find my inner radiance because I'm still trying to build my self-worth and I'm still trying to build my self-confidence. But I talk a lot about forgiveness. And yeah, so that's what prompted my journey towards creating a forgiveness program for everyone else to go through.
see, and,
So,
and I love that right
yeah.
there. See, that just shows you too, like here you are just taking these steps to do something new, to try something out, the podcast. And through that journey, that led you now to
Mhm.
realizing the impact that forgiveness has. And so now it just goes to show the breadcrumbs and things that come our way. And if you really get in tune with your intuition, if you really listen to your gut, and allow yourself to see the lessons in everything, the
Mhm.
little things. I mean, sometimes you create something and you think it's gonna go one way, and then it goes a
Yep.
completely different way, but that's okay because that sometimes is gonna lead you to something even better that you would have
Yes.
not known otherwise if you hadn't tried this first and it failed
Mhm.
or it didn't go exactly that way. And that's what's so neat about hearing that because it's just, again, more evidence of, like, how this all works by just taking action and just doing things, just, and I think,
You're right.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And again, Lisa, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. And I'm very honored that I got to be part of your show. Can't wait to hear how that one turns out. So thank you
And
again. And I hope you
oh,
have a
you're
wonderful
welcome.
rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much.
What a story. I am grateful for Lisa and all she does. Here are the key takeaways from today's episode. You may find that forgiving yourself and others can free you from past pain, allowing you to move forward with greater clarity and peace. You can use your obstacles as stepping stones for self-improvement, understanding that each hardship has a lesson to teach. When you trust your instincts, you open yourself up to the positive possibilities that life has in store for you. Lisa's story highlights how shifting from a victim mentality to a growth mindset can change your life. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" consider what lessons you can learn from your experiences. Prioritize self-care and manage your stress to avoid similar negative impacts on your health. Inspired by her experiences, Lisa created a forgiveness journey for others. You might find healing and personal transformation through a similar process of writing, reflection, and self-discovery. Even when faced with tough situations, finding the silver lining can shift your perspective. What initially seems like a setback could actually be a blessing in disguise. If you want to learn more about Lisa, you can join Lisa at Change Your Life with Lisa to unlock your potential and create a life filled with joy, authenticity, and peace. Be sure to click the links in the show notes as well to support her and purchase her book today. We would greatly appreciate it if you would share this episode with someone you know that could benefit from tuning in, as well as leave us a 5-star rating and let us know what were your takeaways from tuning in. If you need any support on your journey, as a life coach, I am here to help you. Visit me at marydibblecoaching.com to learn more about myself and my services. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you will have a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time, much love.